the recommended part. And as I stated earlier, I beg to differ. So in the mandatory parts, he did not mention swirling the water in the mouth when washing your face. You swirl water first, you sniff up your nostrils water and then blow it out, then wash your face. And he didn't also mention wiping of the ears, because the Prophet himself ﷺ said the ears are from the head. So this means that we must wipe over our ears with the same water used to wipe our heads. So we wipe our heads and immediately go to the ears, put the index finger inside and your thumb outside, and you wipe. That's it. You don't take new water for that thing. So the author did not mention this, and he now says the recommended part, and he considers it to be sunnah. So number one, saying Bismillah. And the vast majority of scholars say that saying Bismillah is recommended, but it has no impact on the validity of your wudu. Some people think that if they do not say Bismillah in the beginning, the wudu is invalid. And this is not true, because the hadith that backs this up is not authentic, as made weak by Imam Ahmad and Imam Nawawi and also Shaykh ibn Ibrahim ibn Uthaymeen. Number two, it is recommended according to the author to brush one's teeth. And brushing meaning that using this twig, miswak. So it is recommended to do that during or after or before wudu, and also to do it before prayer. And the Prophet had stated in an authentic hadith, had I not fear to burden my ummah, I would have instructed them to make or to use a siwak before every prayer time. Number three, washing one's hands 3 times at the start. And we address this. This is a sunnah, and it's true that it is recommended to do. Number 4, rubbing one's face to ensure that one's wet fingers go through one's thick beard. Now, these are 2 different things. The author has mixed 2 things together. Rubbing the organs in wudu is a recommended sunnah. Putting your wet fingers inside your beard is a recommended sunnah separate from that. So if a person just washes his face without rubbing it, this is valid. Yet still he has to a different sunnah, which is putting water in his palm and just getting it inside, one handful of. This was the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, and this is for those whose beard are thick. Those whose beard are light, you can see the skin underneath, washing the face suffices for them. And number 4, rubbing one's face. So the issue of rubbing, it is recommended for the face, for the arms, and for the feet. But if you just dip them in water or just put them under the faucet and it covers the whole organ, this does the job. The wudu is valid. It is recommended that you do the rubbing part to it. Number 5, starting with the right hand or foot, and we've gone through that, so I will not repeat it. Number 6, washing one's face, hands, and feet 3 times. And this is sunnah, and this is the max. See, the minimum in wudu is once. So I can wash my face once. I can wash it twice, and I can wash it maximum 3 times. And this all was done by the Prophet ﷺ. I can also alternate. So I wash my face once, and then decide to wash my arms 3 times, and wash my feet twice. No problem, the same wudu. So it doesn't have to be 111 or 222 or 333. It can be 132, up to your preference and what you wish. But of course, 3 times is the max, and it is the best because it's more purifying. Rinsing one's mouth, we have discussed this, and it is mandatory and not recommended. Likewise, cleaning one's nose and wiping one's ears for the hadith. Number 10, the author says glorification after the ablution. So there are a number of dua to be said after ablution. You can find this in Sahih, in the Fortress of the Muslim of Sheikh Sa'id ibn Wahb al-Qahtani, may Allah have mercy on his soul, and also in Sahih al-Adhkar or Sahih al-Kalim al-Tayyib. All of these books of Adhkar, you will find it inshallah in it. And number 11, to utilize the amount of water being used. So you should have a sort of economy. A lot of us just opens the tap, the faucet, and performs wudu in an amount that is a lot, which is not according to the Sunnah, which is not at all recommended in Islam. The Prophet ﷺ, when he performed wudu, as we are told by the ahadith, and when he performed ghusl, the amount he used was very negligible, to the extent or to the amount that the companion said he used to perform ghusl with 1 sa', and he used to perform wudu with 1 mud. And these are measurements of the size of a container. So a mud is what gathers in a person's hands. And if you put water, definitely it's not going to be a lot, maybe 300 milliliter. But if you put rice or dates and fill it up to the rim, and then you put it in a vessel, usually it's going to be about 600 to 700 milliliters. This is his wudu. A sa' for his ghusl is 4 mud. And this means it's about 2 liters, give or take. When we perform wudu, we use at least 5 liters because the tap is running. And this is totally wrong and